Okay, again, we are Tongue Twisters Collective. We are theatre makers. We are spoken word artists. We are creatives. Yeah, I see you, Baba.
Yeah, I know.
First track, Baba. My father's touch has always been a foreign concept to me, but to my mother it always felt like a thunderstorm. In my mother's house, our tongues are always on fire. In my mother's house, fire sounds like a sacrifice. In my mother's house, we could only speak the language of smoke.
My mother is convinced tomorrow is a broken man camouflaged in scars. His eyes summons the sky. His tongue ties to never let go of time. My mother is convinced.
In my mother's house, we could only speak the language of smoke. In my mother's house, we could only speak the language of smoke. In my mother's house, sometimes we play hide and seek in a burnt forest, but this time I needed to go back home. There is a fire inside of me. I had to summon my mother's image, for beneath the skies I couldn't even look at how my mother looked. In my mother's house, bravery sounded like nothing.
My mother is convinced. My mother is convinced that falling in love is similar to dying. She saw the sun stomach the moon once, and she called it falling in love. My mother believes that the heart beats to bruise. My mother believes that a man of God preys on little things. A man of God preys on little things, not for little things like high school girls in mini skirts. My mother is convinced.
In my mother's house, the waters began dancing in my father's absence. In my mother's house, but the waters kept us alive. The waters kept us ashore for as long as time could remember. In my mother's house, bravery sounded like nothing.
My mother is convinced that some things are just there for us to look at, to explore an untold journey from a hand wave distance, to assume that we are always there, like a sea wave dancing on the shores of an unspoken tongue, to acquaint ourselves to its roughness and find balance on its edges and make home to the mystery it holds. Magic will unfold in the darkness, our Konya's treasure, in an envelope that hides away the twinkles in our eyes. My mother is convinced.
In my mother's house, there is a beauty in tragedy, like how our lungs are his blank canvas, and he believes the smoke that he exhales creates a warm glow on our skins. But he left us burning. There is nothing here. In my mother's house, we are left to inherit ash.
My mother is convinced. Dear son, imagine your mouth as the universe, that life is born from every gasp. Remember, death is the itchiness that often lingers on our tongues do not speak quite often. Tomorrow is an asylum that has found many of us locked in our own imaginations. I am incomplete, a rib taken from its counterpart. My lungs can no longer hold me any further. Trust me, I have been falling over and over time. Scars are a constant reminder of how yesterday could have been if only I had tightened my shoelaces. No, I have stumbled and tripped on self for far too long. The sky is never enough. It is an island that exists as big as my open palm. My mother is convinced that tomorrow is a broken man camouflaged in scars.
In my mother's house, bravery sounded like nothing. Okay. Okay, so second piece, I'm gonna do it alone. So this piece, is both in Chivenda and Sesotho. So if you don't understand, sorry, I hope you're just gonna feel it. I see. Lanka Tracy ya mosa yona se se telele sene le batho ba binang dipina ka tsela ya difela mo tholang hore maikutlo a o itshola a ipata ka tlase a ditulo tsa mapolanka Jesu le bodumedi ke ntho tse leng hole le hole se ka moroho le dipongpong se ka modimo le Satan Modibo o ne wa nambatela mipfumo ya budi isa pfesesei mato ashu akana mapatsi ukati azwichakati na lifasi likhakhariswa ngambilu ndapfu osipana ativoni zitofana na chiboni osipana ativoni zitofana na chiboni ubudzisa ngakhosi zitofana na uburunga mbilu zashu ukati hamifa zwi ababa mibili ndi misekeni mashango ndizikhomelelo zvinevadiva bimma bukati abantu bararapfunzo dzine dzafusha zvikoma zva mita yavo rine sedzingu ritototera ratevera murao amulisa washu pedzi petuchedzo adzifurisi thungu dzavashengerawo ukuba achipinga mwedzi nenyenda vusiku mapfene watsitsa vana ngalitawo munnanukuwo wari khandiyondo waduhwana ukuba achipinga mwedzi nenyenda vusiku mapfene watsitsa vana pedzi vashengedzwa nga mirudzi ya zve vaita mulova wasvipara ativoni zvitofana na chivoni wasvipara ativoni zvitofana na chivoni kenahela nyimbili halona kavikokovetso kenehela empa haletswaveli lirata dipuo utlwe ba bang ba re ke leshodu o hlatseke sekolo ntshwatsa bang ko tsamaya a tshwatsa bana ba sekolo o bona dipuo di bona bophelo o bona puo mpe e hahametse empa ho lefifi ha le ba bone ba ntsheha empa ke nna a tjereng bone la balapa ba qobetsa mabitso ka banna ditie ba qobetsa mabitso ka mabitso a batho la balapa o ba bone ka hare lekgotla ba phamisitse matsoho ba beile matsoho hodima dihlooho ba re ke Thapelo empa matsoho a bona a nyontsha a tletse boladu matsoho a bona a diretse a tletse boladu matsoho a bona a tletse dibi a tletse le madi la nkathi siyomo sa yona ha se telele empa ka hare ho lefifi ha le ba bone matsoho a bona a qhala madi. Thank you.
Yeah, so my next poem is entitled What If I Told You? So yeah. What if I told you my breath was smoke? That my lungs are a coal stove burning my inside, that my black skin is nothing but an aftermath to a story untold, that my tongue is an Elysium, that it has buried gods in its speech, my body is a dancing shore, all my bones are a sailing ship in the world of the unknown. What if I told you that underneath my skin, in this facade called life, my body is sinking in sand? And since half of my body is believed to be water, I am probably drowning in my belly and my lungs are hungered for air. What if I told you that my mother is an abandoned land? She homes foreign things like archaic statues of an absent father. A road sign that has abandoned my memory lane. It is of genetic footprint that my shaded skin is made out of her grains. Her winter palms are a blanket of sand. Inevitable reality why I am a grounded man. Gravity has held my shadow hostage. My breath defies the odds. What if I told you that mountains are nothing but statues of frozen gods? That a thunderstorm is a historical moment in time when God comes. That a human heart is a tourist attraction to serial killers called diseases. Or the Earth galaxy is nothing but a rebellious war zone that even stars shoot for their own survival. What if I told you my breath was nothing but smoke?
different kind. For you to understand poems, people have to die. For we do play house in broken homes. Belly buttons are navigators to Eve's garden. A stomach of a rich man is a haunting memory to a starving child. Even a sight of a toothpick is a reminder of a reality he left back home. People of the sky.
People of the sky. TV is religion to our children. Tradition is a foreign tale. We were taught to inhale smoke and dug graves on our tongues. And the sensation in our breathing is nothing but black paint on an empty canvas. We are what we know, and maybe we know not who we are. We are slowly finding ourselves in the concept of sleeping life in the night and awaking death in the morning. Regret lies crafted in the palm of our kneeling hands, our hearts. The shadows walking, reinvented phantoms of our fallen dreams. Ink has abandoned paper for a reason. Our memory has lost its lane. People of the sky.
People of the sky. The tides have turned. Rain is coming from the swell. Pilchards have drank the oceans dry. Dolphins have found solace on mountain peaks. Summer days are colder than ever. Trees are holding oxygen hostage. Human beings are keeping carbon dioxide for themselves. The battering system is crumbling. Looking at the stars. Please hear my prayers. It's bad out here. It's really bad out here.
People of the sky. We have lived to think with our bellies. Prisoned our dreams in the dark palm of our cup hands. We have failed to see light at the end of our tunnel. I don't know why, but I guess because of hopeless dreams, we were blinded by the cosmic of life. We've lost meaning to the word love. Purchased our purpose and reason in exchange for a second-hand smoke that frees us from these haunted dreams. Our sharp dreams have pierced the sky and left it wounded. We need air, bandages to prevent the wound from exceeding bleeding. We have to find peace in our own language. Vengeance is what we pray for when we stand on our scarred knees. See, when we fight with stones and dustbin leads on our dusty streets, for our dream stars are rioting in the sky, and even angels have seek refuge from the moon. Do not ask me why. I am still trying to understand why the moon does not shine as bright as the sun, but yet conceived by the same sky. People of the sky.
Hurricanes are keeping children safe from their so-called fathers. Racism is now the seventh wonder. Scars are symbols of peace between lovers. Pyramid schemes are not schematics of skyscrapers. Graves have become homes for the living. Nations are giving each other bombs as presents. Cigarettes are chilling in passageways, smoking humans to kill time. People of the sky.
People of the sky.
I hope my prayers are not falling on deaf ears.
When we die, we pilot our souls in the sky, and in the sky as God in the sky. So in essence, we bury our dreams in the sky that created you and I to be more than just alphabets apart from Y, and I still wander around the atmosphere like tiny particles of dust. I fly high. Meant were never meant to be taken forcefully. People of the sky.
Now, I remember this time. Yeah, I remember this time. We've been here before. A time where if you want to give these people hope, give them vengeance. Where we have more statues of rhinos than we have actual living ones. Technology has taken over. Handwritings are becoming extinct. Hashtags have become substitute for burning tires. Too many people die in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. But sometimes they forget that corpses never made a good foundation. But in this house, the only commandment they need to follow is mine. Well, the best way through a man's heart is to crack open his ribs. But not every treasure chest contains all that is glittery. Sometimes the worst nightmares might be buried in there. Those we loved are now in boxes we do not want to claim. I pledge my allegiance to those who graduated with obituaries. For university degrees, only for the privileged few. Religion has become an expensive commodity. Now money is asking people for change, even though we turn till our spines collide. People of the sky.
People of the sky.
I've had enough victims for the night. I'm going back to where it all started, where blind men were still fortune tellers. People of the sky.
Sure. So my next piece is entitled Matchbox. So yeah. Yesterday, I held a matchbox in my hand. It reminded me of home, of how little it is, but the souls it carried inside had the fire that would burn the entire village. The alignment of these matchsticks reminded me on how we would tightly pack ourselves to sleep, like packs of sticks aligned, like silver stripes mapped on my mother's skin on a cold kitchen floor. We would pillow our dreams on a cold kitchen floor that randomly turned into a flooded swimming pool in rainy days. A matchbox reminded my tongue of the courage it took to find warmth in itself and what it meant to sleep with both eyes open, shivering, palms shaking, shivering, palms shaking. A matchbox reminded me of the tremors that would often hit home when Daddy arrived in the morning, mumbling in song like birds that flit with the sun rays in the absence of wind. I am told not everything that grows underneath the earth will turn green. Some homes are ships sailing on mud. Hence, this life is mostly slippery. I've seen many trip to fall, like the stars and the rain that abandons the sky in search for land. A matchbox reminded me of the significance of living within self, because the death we often mourn has taught us. Often our leaving, like matchsticks, is never to return. Goodbyes are a broken promise to a tomorrow that is unknown. A matchbox reminded me of how full I am, even though at times I may sound shaky. There's something filling in the void that lives inside me. A matchbox reminded me of the lion that I am. In a jungle my body has caged. A matchbox reminded me that I roar. It reminded me of the push and pull, the night before, the edge in our hunger, the desire, the nothingness, the in our silence, to look no further than what's in the mirror. A matchbox reminded me of a burning azania, that there is something burning out there in a world not so far from an arm's reach. A day lost and later found in our neighbor's grocery bag. Rumor has it, history's in smoke. Today, a story told in parables, ashes to ashes, dust to a last story. There's a winter storm that passes once in a blue moon. The night is very darker than I see. The night is very darker than I am. A matchbox reminded me of home. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so our second last piece. Samili, who DJ on the ones and fours. I ain't. Okay. No, it's fine. If I done, it's fine. Yeah. I done, okay. Glowing candles are blown at the break of dawn where the truth is hidden. Past human flaws where dreadful sins are forgiven. My lungs glow in the dark, it's a given. Where hopeless dreams are nothing but traces of shooting stars. I am a shooting star. It's in my hands where time stood still in the absence of tick, tock, tick, talk. Let's roll this rock as I watch this clock turn its hands into sharp thorns. You see, every second I feel like I'm growing horns. Please, dog, I feel like I'm being stalked. But what? What do you need, my son? No, my No, Maini, I just want this to stop. See, every night I pray. Every night I don't sleep. My skin has turned pale. I'm supposed to be black, but now I feel grey, Lord. I see things. Lord, I feel things. My intestines gain magical powers at night. They intertwine every time I need to take to light. Dear God, please forgive me for I've sold my soul for a fix. Tick tock. This clock is counting the minutes till my lungs rot and bend to ash. Like sands in the hourglass, so is the smoke that abides in my lungs. I've tasted ash on my tongue. My son, why do you lie next to the crust of the earth? I'm a rich man. You know of how trees spend all their money before winter sets in? Well, I lie in gold. Gold falls on my chest, oh dad. I'm a rich man. I see things. I feel things. Food tastes bad. Music sounds horrible. I even get nightmares when I'm sleeping, dad. Oh, please help me. But what? What do you need, my son? No mahini. No mahini. I just want to get this poison out of my bloodstream, dad. Please set me free. Yeah.
So this is our last piece. Yeah. Yeah, I see. Engzwile no. The revolution has begun. With our feet anchored deep underneath the dusty surface of that skin, we are slowly sinking in debt in this here place.
In this here place, the revolution has begun. All lives matter because they have exhausted the race card. They now play perpetrators in victims' skins in this here place.
The revolution has begun. Gunshots, gunpowder. Gunpowder has turned makeup on our skins, We are the triggers they need to keep pulling back for capitalism to spear through a bullet hole, I am told. Coffins are a place that we call home, a little heaven created with our bodies as tools, I am told. It is my melanin that keeps them awake. It is my melanin that keeps them awake. My skin tone is just too loud. See, the more light I am, the more convenient for my father to even call me his son. In this here place.
The revolution has begun. We are nothing but silhouettes of moving targets. Bullets have become souvenirs for bodies of my kind. History has been shackled on our feet. Tired as we are, we come to rest here. Under coconut trees. I, too, want a sip of that white privilege. I had a taste of land and wealth in this here place.
In this here place, the revolution has begun. Our township is about to hit the ground. Reality is a tale told by angels in the sky. When shooting stars ignite for our dreams, we have treasured sacred scars underneath our feet. Destination is unknown, but we keep walking in our sleep like most of us that claim to see things in the dark. See, where I'm from, when it's dark, it's just dark and nothing is ever seen. And this here place.
The revolution has begun. Chimneys are the only ones that know the history of smoke. So tear gas is a foreign entity into our lungs. Do not let them fool you. You are one with the stars. Unfortunately, their skin glows under fluorescent lights. But not all whites are racist. Yeah, and not all snakes are poisonous. But they all hiss and rattle at the same time. But in this here place, we always placed in the center, where we only serve within our mother's placentas. Our pride has to illuminate brightly like magenta in this here place.
The revolution has begun. There's smoke in our lungs. Flames of burning tires on our chest. We're made home from potholes. Rubber bullet wounds are a mark to our privilege. We pick in stores and pay with our lives. My people are dying to live.
In this here place, we gave up our guns in exchange for poems. But these poems were not meant to decorate dining room walls. These poems were meant for war. And I've been black for far too long. My skin oozes of redemption songs. My spirit has learned the art of contortion. My body has let go of ghosts. I am boneless in this here place. My son, you and silence are one, so be in unison with your kind. The melanin in your skin is made of solar panels, so do harvest the sun, my child. Let go of your follicles. Do exhale greatness with time. It's time. In this year place, a revolution has begun. Sure. Okay, thank you for listening. Thank you for being a good audience. Siyabulela for receiving our work. Yeah, we are tongue twisters.
Thank you for the platform itself. I think my last few words. Art is there to discomfort the comfortable and to comfort the discomfortable. I think it is very important to do art with a purpose and not just do art for the sake of it, but just do art for purpose. And yeah, a house was never built in a day. So every performance is your last, and we'll keep pushing, we'll keep writing until I don't know what happens. But yeah, so good.